play. Flag on the play. He is not the one, sis. He not the one.
You a little post-so baby. You a little 48 baby. Got a little candy in a pocket. You already know.
What's up, ladies? Hey, fellas. It's Nasia Michelle, and welcome back to another video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, because over here, girl, you're going to get all the vibes. Also, don't forget to hit your post notification bell so you can get more of me, Nasia Michelle. What's up, y'all? So today we're gonna be having this is gonna be a little bit of a different video. So right now my makeup is done but kind of not done, so I'm gonna be touching up my makeup while talking to you about how to tell certain things about a man without asking him any direct questions, girl. So meanwhile, you're gonna be getting to know him, but also you're gonna know what kind of man he is without even letting him know you're trying to figure out what kind of man he is. You get me, sis? So, only thing about it, when we discussing this video, don't tell nobody about it. If you're going to tell somebody, make sure it's a woman. Don't go telling these men that we on something, okay? With that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. And really, y'all, I don't think nobody taught me this. This is just some game I done picked up over my 26, almost 27 years of living. So I promise y'all, I won't tell y'all nothing wrong. And when I'm telling y'all this stuff, I want y'all to know what I say is not necessarily law. Matter of fact, it's not law at all. This is just from my experience, things I've learned from my experience. And you know, I have the gift of gab, honey, a little finesse about myself. So I just want to help y'all, you know. So growing up in my younger days, in my college days, one of the main things we love to do was play the game called 21 Questions. Do y'all know anything about 21 Questions? So if you do, it's basically where you and the guy that you're trying to get to know, y'all ask each other 21 questions about each other just to, you know, figure out what kind of person that person is, or just to get a better understanding of that person. The first question that I found to be a very beneficial question to ask is, what kind of music do you listen to? What kind of music do you like? What's your favorite genre of music? What's your favorite artist? And the reason I say ask these questions is because knowing what kind of music a person likes really will help you know what kind of person you're dealing with. Knowing what kind of genre of music. And let me tell you why. A man that loved that old school R&B, I'm talking about that 90s, early 2000s. Oh, he want to love on a woman, honey. He want to love on a woman, and for the most part, those men typically are good men. You know what I'm saying? He want to love on a woman. He know how to love on a woman. He know how to pay attention to a woman, because those songs cater to pleasing women. You know, they cater to pleasing women. They want to cry to a woman, honey. They want to stand outside with a boombox and do whatever he needed to do to get her back. Y'all get what I'm saying? So yeah. If he like NBA Youngboy, if NBA Youngboy his favorite artist, I don't know if you want to deal with him, sis, because he may be a little toxic. No shade to NBA Youngboy, but I'm just saying, if his favorite artist is I don't know, Drake, you might not want to deal with him, sis. I want me somebody who loved the 90s. Love the 90s. I love a man that loved the 90s and early 2000s, especially the 90s. And then I'm not saying that they can't listen to no rap, none of that. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, like, you getting in the car and all he can listen to is that, shoot 'em up, bang, bang. That hoe this, that hoe that. If this be here, if this be that. You know what I'm saying? It's a time and a place. If y'all riding on a ride together, y'all got a 30-minute drive and that's all he can listen to, I can see if that's a few songs he play, and then he gonna automatically switch back to that R&B. That's how I knew I liked my man. Because one thing about it, when we was together, yeah, he would listen to rap and all this kind of stuff, but 20 minutes into that drive, he turned that rap off. We gonna listen to some slow jams, honey. And that's how I knew he wanted to cater to a woman. Like, it's just something about those men back then. It's different. So yeah. I'm just saying, I don't want no man who want to hold up money pants. You know, it's just not my type. But if that is your type, then that'll let you know, like, this my type. He, you know, bang, bang, shoot him up, this or that. Hoe. If that what you like, then you'll know that's his type. You'll know that's your type. Because of the kind of music you ask him what he like to listen to, or what genre, or what's his favorite artist, you know? Another good question I feel like asking a man that's really good and help you get to know him more is... Ooh, but asking a man what is his ideal first date, that's another like great question to ask a man. What's your ideal first date? Or you can say, I needed my mirror, y'all, because I'm about to do my lips. And the reason I say ask him his ideal first date, or, you know, what's your favorite thing to do on a date, is because I feel like you get to know if you got a boring man or an adventurous man. You know what I'm saying? If you say, what's the most fun date you ever been on? And he be like, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never went on no fun date. Like, why? Why you never been on a fun date or an adventurous date? You know what I'm saying? Especially at my age, at the big age of 26, you never been on a fun or adventurous date. Why? You don't know how to have fun with your lady? Another good thing to ask is, what's your favorite restaurant? And the reason I say asking about a man's favorite restaurant is a good question to ask is because you get to know basically, well, one good thing you'll get to know about this man is he cheap? Is he cheap? Because if he don't know no nice fine dining restaurants, 9 times out of 10, that means he ain't never took no woman on a nice fine dining experience. And we don't want no man who's not into experiences, honey. No, but seriously, if he does not have, like, if he don't know a nice fine dining restaurant or have a favorite, you know, nice fine dining restaurant, why? Because I get it, like, my favorite food is chicken wings. But if you ask me, like, oh, what's one of your favorite restaurants? I'm not going to say the chicken spot. I'm going to tell you the nice places I like to go. So if he can't tell you a nice place that he likes to go, a nice fine dining restaurant, 9 times out of 10, he's never taken a woman to a fine dining experience. And at this big age, once again, I'm not speaking, if you 18, if you 19, you 20, and you still finding your way, all that good stuff, I'm not speaking to y'all. Please do not think that these young guys in college are supposed to take y'all out to Steak 48, Ruth Chris. No. That is not what I'm saying. That's cool, you know what I'm saying? If he can't do that, that's fine, because he's not supposed to be able to. He's not there yet, and you're not there yet. So don't misconstrue what I'm saying. This is more to women that is my age and older, and also you young ladies, y'all can just take this information too and use it, apply it for the future. But at this big age of 26, so most of the time if you 26, I feel like you dating a man 26 or above, you know, 27 dating a man 27 or above. He should know some fine dining restaurants. He should have taken a woman to a fine dining experience, if not even just a woman himself. Like, he should know of nice restaurants. So if he don't, that's a red flag number 1. Because either he cheat, well, I'm just going to say he cheat. He cheat. Let's call it spade a spade. So, yeah. And back to the ideal date. If he say, like, or you say, like, what do you think is a great idea for a first date? If he say coffee run. Nah, I'm just saying. But, you know, some men, want to take women on coffee dates because it's cheaper. No. Because if he don't want to at least buy you a meal, sis, that's the bare minimum. Listen, ladies. Come close. A man purchasing you a meal is the bare minimum. Listen, the bare minimum. Eating is a necessity for everyone. We have to eat. So a man not even wanting to purchase you a meal, sis, run. Don't walk. Run. He not the one. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. He is not the one, sis. He not the one. Flag on the play. No. Don't try to take me on no breakfast date or no coffee date as our first date. Because number 1, you being cheap. And if you can't even just take me to a nice restaurant, that's the bare minimum. Feeding me is the bare minimum. That's something you gotta do and I gotta do anyway. We both gotta eat. Why not take me somewhere nice to eat? Another thing I would say is asking a man, does he like to travel or what's his favorite place to travel? And this doesn't necessarily mean he's cheap just because maybe he's not been out of the country or extravagant places. Maybe he just hadn't had anyone to go with. But I say ask about his traveling experiences only because it will open your eye up to, even if he's interested in traveling. You may be a person that loves to travel, love to hop on a plane, go here, go there, and have different experiences of different cultures. And he may be a closed-minded individual. So this is an opportunity for you to see, is he even open to traveling? Because if this is something that you love to do and this is something that he do not like to do, dating is not going to go well for you all because you don't even mesh in that area. Things that you're interested in, he's not. So you can't change a person if they're just not open to it at all. Then this is your time to know, like, hey, he's probably not a good fit for me because these are things that I really love to do and he has no interest in it and don't even want to try to do it. So yeah. All right, next. So say for instance y'all have made it to the first date, you're at a restaurant, and he is taking you fine dining. And so y'all made it to the restaurant, he's taking you fine dining, and he only has like a bite of food left, whether it's the appetizer or his meal, whatever the case may be. And you ask him, can I have that? Can I have that last piece of, I don't know, alligator bite? Can I have that last bite of alligator bite or calamari? Can I have that last bite? Or if he says, here is one more left. You want this one? It's one more left. You want this bite of this? Or you want this? That's a good man, Savannah. And let me tell you why. I was watching the episode of Madea, and Madea said if a man loves you, the reason you can know if he loves you is if he offer you his last bite of food. And that is so true. And I'm going to tell you something. Backstory. Me and DJ, this was a couple of years ago. Maybe. No, this is about 3 years ago. And I remember we were out to dinner. And anyway, I think we were sharing an appetizer or something like that. And he said, you want this? It's one more left. You want this? Y'all, when I say on the inside, I was like, oh my God. He loves me. And let me tell you why, because Madil said this, and I believe it's true, because he's really considering you. This is his last bite, or this is you guys' last bite of whatever it is. And before he will, just eat it and be like, well, you had 3 and I had 3. It don't matter if you had 3 and he had 2. He offered you the last bite, sis. He's considering you. He's very considerate of you and your presence. Like, he wants you to be able to have the last. And although it's just a bite of food, it just shows that he's considering you. He up with you. He mess with you. I don't care what nobody say. Madil said that, and that's true. And when it happened to me, I was like, I couldn't believe it, because I was like, wow. I don't know if I ever even paid attention to that before, but a man offered me his last bite of food. I don't know. To me, it just shows he's considerate. So, yeah. Because he could have just easily took that last bite. You know what? That's something he does often. I never really brought it up. But it's something he does often. He always offers me the last bite. Even if it's his own food, because I'm always going to ask, like, let me taste yours. When he get down to the end, he'll be like, you want this bite? You want this last bite of this? Or it's one more bite left? If we sharing the dessert, he'll be like, it's one more bite left. You want this? It just shows me that he's a considerate man and he's thinking about me. So, yeah, if a man offers you his last bite of food, girl, that's a good man, Savannah. Another way to ask, or another way to tell certain things about a man without even having to ask him direct questions. You can know whether a man is clean, whether a man is attentive, whether a man likes to cater to a woman, or just different things. And the reason you can know that is by asking him, what is his favorite type of fragrance that a woman wears? And you'll be thinking, Nasia, why you ask me that? He's a man. Why would he know his favorite type of fragrance that a woman would wear when he's a man? Glad you asked. So, the reason he would know, because number one, I know my favorite type of fragrance that a man wears. I know why, because I like to smell it on him, number one. Number two, because I've also purchased men fragrances. Yes, I've purchased men fragrances. And so because sometimes it's not even for an occasion, because I like the smell of whatever it is and I know I want to smell it on him, I'll get it for him because I like the way it smells. And the same rules apply with a man. If he does not know what his favorite fragrance is to smell on a woman, by the way, I just mixed Valentino and Ebony Woods, Chef's Kiss. If he doesn't know his favorite fragrance that he likes to smell on a woman, 9 times out of 10, he's never bought a woman a fragrance before. He's never even bought her a fragrance, guys. So that should let you know he don't even pay attention like that. He not paying attention to a woman like that. He's not intentional. He is not intentional. He don't care how he smells. He don't care how she smells. He don't care enough about her to know how she smells. He might just want to and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So he probably hasn't even bought her a fragrance before. Or he's either cheap. In either one of those, you don't want a man who's cheap and you don't want a man who's unintentional. And so let me just tell y'all, and once again, girls 18, 19, don't go ask your man to buy you Chanel number 9, Chanel number 5. You know, first of all, you're going to be smelling like a grandma. No, but no shade, Chanel, no shade. But for real, if you a young girl, don't think your man got to go buy you no expensive fragrance. And when I'm saying this, I don't even necessarily mean that the fragrance has to be expensive, because you can smell really good and not even have on something expensive. So, yeah. I just really, truly, I'm just really, sometimes I be joking when I keep saying cheap, but seriously, you want to know if a man is intentional, if he pays attention, you know, to you as a woman, because I feel like it's very important. Men that don't purchase women fragrances, and if you at this big age, once again, if you never bought a woman a fragrance before, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You need reevaluation. So, a little backstory. One day, me and DJ were fragrance shopping. And once again, this was years ago, like when we first started dating. And I remember we were fragrance shopping together. And we were in Ulta just smelling different perfumes and colognes and, you know, this and that. I'm not going to say the name of the perfume, but it was this particular perfume that I picked up. And I was like, oh my gosh, this smells so good. And I was like, smell it. He was like, that smells so familiar. I smelled that somewhere before. Now, number one, I already know that he knew where he smelled this before, but he didn't want to say it. Because fragrance will hold memories in your head. Sometimes people can remember you by the way you smell. Have you ever been like, oh, that smells like so-and-so? What the hell? Fragrance brings memories. So when you smell something, sometimes have you ever just relayed it back to a person like, oh, this smell like this or this smell like that? I know I do that often. So he knew, first of all, where he knew that fragrance sent from, but I guess he didn't want to tell me. So I was like, oh, you smelled it before? He was like, oh, yeah, I don't know where I smelled it at, da-da-da-da-da. So I'm like, boy, where you smelled this fragrance at? Because you know, where did you smell the fragrance? And he was like, oh, you know what? I think I bought it for this girl one time. Basically, he had bought the fragrance for his ex before. And I put the fragrance down. And the reason I put the fragrance down, although I love the fragrance, I would never purchase the fragrance, because the moment that my man smelled that fragrance, he thought about when he bought it for another woman. And although he wouldn't, I don't even think he was really my man at this time. But the fact that you smell something and you thought of someone, which is natural, because I remember one time I was buying this perfume and I knew it smelled like my godmom. And I was like, oh, this smells just like my godmom. And I just automatically thought of her when I smelled it, because that was her signature scent. So the fact that, you know, to him, he was like, oh my gosh, you know, he thought of that person when he smelled the fragrance. He knew exactly where it came from. I never purchased the fragrance. I put it back. You'll never catch it on me. Why? Because it brings memory of somebody else. Maybe that's petty. I don't know. But I'm just saying. As a man, basically, the whole gist of that whole conversation was a man should know what fragrance he like to smell on a woman. Because, number one, he should have bought a woman a fragrance before at this age. That just shows intentional. That shows how he cares about hygiene. How he cares about his woman to smell. Because if you have any intention on being with a woman, she's a reflection of you. You want her to smell good. You want her to look good. You want to smell good. You want to look good at all times. So therefore, if he ain't never bought nobody no fragrance, or he can't even name off some good fragrances that he like to smell on a woman, red flag, flag on the play. Run, sis, run. So just to wrap it up, a few things that we can ask a man, whether it's just, you guys are asking each other questions to get to know each other or whatever the case may be. Things that we can ask a man and get to know certain things about a man without asking him direct questions is, number one, what's your favorite genre of music? What's your favorite artist? What's your favorite type of fragrance you like to smell on a woman? What is your ideal first date? Favorite restaurants and favorite places to travel. And although those are very, very shallow questions, he may not think anything other when you're asking him those questions. The way he responds to your question will give you confirmation of some things that you would like to know about him as an individual. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, I would love to come back and do a part 2, because what I want to talk about in the next video will be how to tell a man what you expect from him without giving him direct answers. Because I know sometimes men like to ask us, what's your ideal first date? What do you expect out of a man? And if you tell a man exactly what you expect out of a man, then 9 times out of 10 he will try to mimic that man. And then by the time he show you who he really is, you already in love with him because you gave him the blueprint of what to mimic from the beginning. So we can talk about that. I really would love to talk about that with y'all, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video so much. If you want to talk about the next topic and us have a part 2 to this video, please leave your comments below. And I'll talk to y'all in the next video. Love you so much.